Hello everyone, my name is Dave Partner, and in this course I'm going to be teaching you how to learn programming the modern way. I'll be teaching you how I learned programming over the years that helped me, and the mistakes I made and the lessons I learned from them. And at the end of this course, short course, I believe you should have been able to grab how to learn programming. Alright, the first step is to get a general overview first, and then I know many people that like to learn programming. They just start taking the topics immediately. They just jump into the documentation and start reading the topic step by step. That doesn't give you a general overview, and many people give up along the way because they don't have a general overview of the whole landscape. Alright, so first thing you do is to find a summary of the course. Sometimes you may take a crash course on that language. So Google for crash course if you're learning JavaScript, crash course in JavaScript. It gives you a quick general overview of what JavaScript is and the major concepts. Then you can now go down and start taking the main tutorial step by step. You understand? So when you have a general overview, it's usually easier, a bird's eye view, usually easier to understand where you are, where you're going, and what to study next. Alright? So the next step is to practice as you learn. So many people try to learn programming the way they went through school, which is in school forces you to memorize. So you memorize so many things in school, memorize objects in school and specific ideas. But in programming is the process that you need to understand, not really memorizing the main thing. So the true power of a programmer is the resources at his disposal. So the good programmer doesn't need to memorize much. He just needs to know what he needs and where to find them. You understand? So if you're learning programming, you better be practicing as you learn. So if you're taking any tutorial of mine, I have a channel that teaches tutorial, which is the one you're watching this video on. If you're learning any tutorial on my channel, you better open your system, and as I tap the code, you type it yourself manually. Your fingers need to learn. It's like learning how to play the piano or guitar by just reading it in a book. You can read all the books in the world about how to play the piano, but the moment you step on the keyboard, you still mess up. So you better be practicing by playing the keys as you learn. Alright, so make sure your laptop is always open and you are always coding as you learn. Don't copy and paste code. It's usually disastrous. No matter how long the code is or how big it is, take your time and be coding it one by one on your keyboard. Alright, so thirdly, you take your time and master the fundamentals. Many people just jump into programming after a crash course. They try to build something. It will take you a long time to master it, to build it, and you run into so many problems that you'll never be able to tell why those problems exist. Alright, you find yourself into so many potholes that you'll never be able to figure out how to get out of it. So it's better that as you're learning programming, take all the exercises, take the topics one after the other. Don't jump anything. After you've gotten your general overview of everything, take the topics one by one and Google other resources around it. Master the fundamentals. It will help you go a long way in programming. Now the next thing is actually code on paper. Most good programmers have been coding on keyboard for a long time, so they can learn. For instance, me, I've never written in a paper for a very long time, except where I have to sign my signature. For months now, I've not written anything on paper. Now, but for a newbie, most people learn how to learn by writing on paper. If you're coming from other departments, for instance, if you're coming from medicine or some law, you understand, people are used to writing on paper from such backgrounds. So when you're coming to programming, better carry your paper along. So as you see what I'm writing, if you want to understand it better, you teach yourself on the book. Open your journal. Your notepad should be right beside your laptop on your desk as you're learning. So once I do anything, or once the programmer does anything, you use your biro and write it up so that you can grasp the concept better. So always keep your writing pad beside you as a developer as you go on. Alright, so ask for help a lot. You need a lot of help in this. Programming is like learning another language, but it's no longer a spoken language. It's like learning Spanish or Chinese language, Mandarin. You understand? So while you're learning it, when you're learning Spanish, for instance, you need to learn to speak, you need to learn to read, you need to learn to write. You understand? But in programming, you just need to learn to read and write it. And you will need a lot of help because it's a very logical field. you need a lot of help. So don't feel the ego of not asking. If you don't ask for help, you spend days and weeks on a little bug or a little problem. But if you ask for help, you'll be surprised at how easy it is for the next person to figure it out and help you solve it. And there's something called pair programming. A pair programming is a concept where one person is coding and the other person is sitting beside him or her and pointing out, helping them fix the errors as they are coding it. So sometimes the person you are going to consult, which is also a programmer, may not know the immediate answer to your problem, but if he sits beside you, you guys can figure out the solution faster. So the rule of thumb is, if a problem takes you more than 15 minutes to understand or solve, ask for help immediately. So once you're stuck on a bug for more than 15 minutes, you better ask for help. If you don't have a programmer around, you go to the internet and ask for help. There are many places to ask for help. There is something called Stack Overflow. Let me show you. So this is stackoverflow.com. That is a place where you can ask any questions. If you can't solve it on your own, go there and search for the results and ask any questions directly. Before you post on Stack Overflow, somebody else must have posted the problem. So before you post, make sure you search for it here. And apart from that, also use Google a lot. Google is your best friend. Always use Google to find solutions to problems. You will also run into a lot of errors. When you have an error you can't figure out, copy the exact error and paste it on Google and see what results it will show you. It will probably pull up Stack Overflow as one of them. As you can see, there are so many answers to questions and so many questions on Stack Overflow. If you want to contribute an answer to a question, you may consider signing up. As you can see, I've already signed up. I'm a member of this site. You can sign up with your Facebook and you have an account on Stack Overflow. Alright? There are so many questions that you can always ask you, so you can't ask if you're not signed up. Now the next step is to know where to find the resources for that particular language or study you are studying. See, the resources are very important. There are so many resources. For instance, apart from the documentation, the official documentation of the language, for instance, if you're learning PHP, there's an official documentation for PHP. There are also several other sites that provide a rich documentation for PHP and rich resources, videos, books and stuff. So when you're learning a language, try and figure out immediately from the beginning where to find other resources. The documentation might just outline things, but there are some people that do tutorials. For instance, my channel, which I will show you, will do tutorials on different languages. So such channels break things down for you. You understand? So know where to find those resources. So you Google resources. I will show you one or two sites on resources. Then the last thing is to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I will show you the channel right now. So you subscribe and follow on and hit the notification icon. I'll show you, so that as I publish new videos on programming, you will be able to get notifications as the videos come and follow up. I've done many tutorials on basics and I'll show you right now. I have many tutorials, like I told you, on basics of programming, where to start. So here you have to visit my channel, you visit youtube.com/b/c/braintemorg. So youtube.com/c/braintemorg will bring you to my channel. There are 300 and something videos that you can take and grasp programming. So the very first place you should start is on the HTML programming. If you're learning web related programming, how to build websites and mobile apps. So you search for HTML, take the playlist and learn it. So if you click on playlist, you will see here is a HTML tutorial. See, so if you click on playlist, you will see a lot of playlists. Playlists are like group of videos on different courses, and they will help you to brush you up on each one. So after each video, you will be told what to learn next. So this is like a guide for you to learn programming in 2017 and going on. Alright, so it's a modern way to learn programming. So thank you very much for watching this video. As you visit my channel, hit on the red subscribe button, and after subscribing there will be a notification icon beside the subscription button. Hit on it too, so that you will get notifications when I publish new videos. So thank you very much. See you in the next video course, and feel free, if you're taking any of my courses, if you have any question along the line, feel free to comment under any of the videos that you're taking. I'll be right there personally to set you free. Thank you. See you.